हा म्हणजे येते वगैरे होता.
बरं झालं की नाही मी ठेवली तिला तिथं. पुरी काय केले असतात. म्हणजे ब्लाऊज बघून मला चाकोड वाटायला लागली.
झाले मॅडम सगळं त्यांचं आपण.
हॅलो.
आज बहुतेक केएमटी पण नाहीये.
का बरं?
यांच्यासाठी हे आहे की यांचं प्रोग्राम.
सगळंच टाकायचं.
गेटवरचा नंबर ती केएमटीच्या बसेस तर चालू आहेत का विचारलं पाहिजे. हे सिद्धार्थ काय करतोय माहित नाही मला.
तो कुठं अडकलं. हे काढा.
ती वेळ पद्धती डायग्राम डायग्राम डायग्राम
Hello, I'm audible to all. Please reply on chat box.
बाबा बोला.
A very bright and shiny afternoon to all. Join for this virtual webinar. As everyone knows that today is 10th October, World Mental Health Day. Mental Health Day is about how you live or drive, not where you are going. The key to growth is the introduction of higher dimensions of consciousness into our awareness. The theme for this year is ensuring mental health and well-being for becomes. Dear all participants, please unmute your audio.
हा नाही ना मॅडम, तो मेल आला होता ना, तिथूनच जाऊ ना. मेसेज आला होता ना ग्रुपवर काल मेसेज आला.
So, as the theme for this year is ensuring mental health and well-being for become a global priority. Hence, it is our responsibility to be aware of well-being. So, in this virtual platform, myself, Miss Naina Rane, Assistant Professor, welcome to you all. I take this opportunity to welcome Dr. Farooq Khan, National President, the Nursing Teachers Association India, and Principal, the Academy of Nursing Science and Hospitals, Gwalior. And also thank you, Dr. Manish Kumar, National Secretary, NTAI, Vice Principal, Ratan Jyoti Nursing Institute of Nursing Science, Gwalior, MP. I welcome you, sir, from bottom of my heart. I also welcome today's eminent speaker, Dr. Shaini Suraj ma'am and Dr. Vaishali Tendulkar ma'am. I extend my welcome to one and all. I want to extend my sincere gratitude towards respected Principal Ma'am Conduct for providing us this opportunity to this webinar. Talking about our Datta Meghe College of Nursing, which is one of the prestigious institute in nursing, Nagpur city. The group has excellent quality and innovations for the overall development of the student. And also about the NTAI, a very big umbrella covering all the institutes together with a knot of knowledge and the wisdom. Now, let's begin. The prayer is an action. It is the process of talking with God in order to achieve a purpose. So, let's begin the webinar by seeking the blessings of the God with a Now, I am moving to the first session of this day. I would like to introduce today's speaker. If your action inspired others to dream more, learn more, and do more, become more your leader. This quote best described to our principal ma'am, Dr. Vaishali Tendulkar, who is like a strong pillar of Datta Megi College of Nursing. She have 19 years experience in teaching. Ma'am had published 22 scientific papers in national journals and 31 international journals. Ma'am received a best paper presentation award in 2014. Ma'am is the best resources person for the GM hat. She have an excellent leadership for our institution. It is my absolute pleasure to all call upon our beloved principal ma'am to start the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Naina. A very good afternoon to you all. Today we are going to talk about a very fundamental responsibility of each one of us, as well as the most fundamental need that needs to be fulfilled by each one of us for ourselves, making mental health and well-being for all a global priority. So if you yourself are mentally healthy, you will make others, you will spread that health to others. So on this quote, let me start. What is mental health and what is well-being? So before we go into the definitions and explanations, let us see what is the overall prevalence. The latest that was in 2019, 1 in every 8 person globally were living with a mental disorder. You see the magnitude that we have to overcome and care for. The services, skills, and funding available for mental health remains in short supply. And this has been right from the beginning, since the time we had mental assailants, and now that we have full-fledged degree courses, super specialty courses in psychiatry, even today, we do not have adequate number of manpower. Then this recent 2 years COVID pandemic has created a global crisis for mental health, because all mental health people were either shifted for general health or they were not accessible to the people who were really in need of them. So that has also created the most, it has added to the crisis that we are facing with the mental health today. Then we also have growing social and economic inequalities. You know, rich people are becoming more richer and poor are becoming more poorer. Then we have protracted conflicts. The recent one is about Russia and Ukraine. It is going on for months together. Then violence and public health emergencies that we come across every other day through terrorist acts and other emergencies that we may face, like floods, natural calamities, and all. So it affects the whole population. It is not that a particular class or particular group of people is affected. It affects all the population, right from the newborn till the person who are on the deathbeds. And it's threatening progress towards improving well-being. It threatens that we are not well-being. So why should mental health for all be a global priority? Why should it be? It's because it affects everybody. As I told you, birth to death, rich and poor, young and old, national and international, men and women, sick and well. So everybody in all the age groups, all genders, whether they are nationally or internationally placed, or in India or abroad, those who are young and old, whether they are rich and poor, anybody can suffer from mental illness, and mental health should be priority for all. So that's why we are talking about mental health should be a global priority. Now, what is mental health? Mental health is a relative term. You may feel comfortable even if you are stressed with the studies, you are not prepared, you are having financial constraints, or you're facing life experiences, life events, which are negative and having negative impact. While the other person may be a very sensitive person and may be easily affected by the life events or any shortcomings that he or she is facing. So it is a state of being happy, healthy, and successful. Health is also a relative term. Happiness is also a relative term because it changes from person to person. And success, the definition of success is also a relative. Now, what I may find successful, reaching in the post of a principal is success for me. Somebody may be quite happy with the tutor's post. So it depends. These are all relative terms. So we do not have a concrete definition of mental health or well-being as such. Wellness refers to, however, to the diverse and interconnected dimensions of physical, mental, and social well-being. So what basically is required is you should be physically healthy, because see, if you are not physically healthy, so you are suffering from some chronic diseases like IHD, that is heart attack disease or heart diseases or cancer or hypertension, diabetes. So this has got some negative impact on your mental health. If you are having some mental disturbances like some crisis, you are some pressures or some interpersonal conflicts, then you are not mentally healthy. And social well-being, social has got a huge dimension, because it is not only to the person whom with you are interacting, the social systems that we have like family and friend circle, neighborhood community, religious communities, and nation or districts or villages. No, it is not restricted to that. What is your contribution to the societal upliftment, that is also included into this. So how much you can contribute, that also is very, very important. So well-being in general is defined as a sense of health and vitality that arises from thoughts, the way you think, the way you express your emotions, or the way you regulate your emotions, the way you act, and the experiences that you may have. If you are having persistently poor experiences or bad experiences of people, of life, naturally you cannot have a very healthy mindset, and you cannot be enjoying the well-being status or wellness status of your health. Okay, but we can always improve our well-being by building a certain set of skills. Okay, what are those skills? We will be learning in subsequent slides. So remember that there is nothing more valuable than living a satisfying and meaningful life. So well-being also is a relative term, depends on psychological and emotional well-being, how he or she is adjusted to the society, and how one faces the ordinary stresses of everyday life. Okay. Mental health by WHO is defined as a state of well-being in which an individual realizes his or her own potential, that is how much he can develop himself, and copes with the normal stresses of life, works productively for self and others, and makes a contribution to the community. That means that is what I was talking about, societal upliftment or societal contribution. That is what's so very, very important. So mental health includes emotional, psychological, and social well-being, affects how we think, feel, and act. Okay. So we will be seeing one by one what all are the contributors to mental health. We have three major groups. One, I told you, biological factors such as genes. We talk that mental illness is also a hereditary disease, or they are also hereditary. So for example, you must have seen mental retardation, you must have seen Down syndrome, you must have seen some other disease conditions, even schizophrenia has got hereditary predisposition. And then there is something called as brain chemistry, that neurotransmission that we have, and that also plays a vital role in the existence or non-existence of mental disorders. Then life experiences, like I told you, you are affected by floods, affected by earthquakes, affected by terrorist attack, or any other calamity as such, or any trauma, accidents, roadside accidents, or you are abused, may not be always sexual abuse that we talk, although that has got a bigger impact. And then even physical abuse by parents, by neighborhood people or friends or teachers. You must have heard so many news on television, must have seen some teachers abusing children and all. So like that, these also affect your mental health. Then family history of mental health problems can also be responsible for mental health. So what we basically need is a healthy mind, and that is the greatest treasure, I would say, to find. So this is a spectrum of wellness and illness, particularly for mental health. That is a person who is in crisis. You can see that it is demarcated with red, wherein the person is very anxious, keeps on worrying, he has low mood, he may be absent from his work or college or school, is terribly tired, exhausted, cannot work, function, do his own activities of a daily living. He has got poor sleep and he may lose weight. Okay, the person, the stage before crisis is struggling to come out. Here, the person is anxious, depressed, tired, may show poor performance but may not be absent. He has got poor sleep and poor appetite. The person who is facing some mental problems may be surviving. Okay, is just surviving, pulling on. Okay, is worried, is nervous, irritable, sad, trouble having sleep, distracted all the time, so he cannot complete his work and cannot complete it successfully, and may be withdrawn because he himself feels that he cannot have good communication with other people. So he is withdrawn and in his own box he keeps himself. The person who is thriving, this is coming to the positive side of the mental health, where the person is positive, accepts the stresses and faces them, copes with them, sleeps well, performs well, eats normally whatever is required and whatever is daily routine. He is normal with the society and does his normal social activities, any social functions, celebrations and all, he could attend without having any hesitation and all. Then the person who is excelling is very cheerful, is joyful, energetic, he can perform, his performance level is high, he can flow, he can be fully realizing his potential and attempts to develop those potentials. Okay, like I never knew that I could write a book, but then I wrote 3-4 books and then I was very happy. So you can also find within you what you can do. Okay, and you can develop. So you can see this spectrum. You are starting from the worst side and the most helpful side of the spectrum in mental health. Okay, what are the early warning signs where you can identify what if the person is going to have any mental disorders? Your eating or sleeping problem. The person may be eating and sleeping too much or too little, pulling away from people, that is socially withdrawn, and from his usual activity he cannot do. He's having low energy or no energy, may feel numb or like nothing matters. He's not caring about anything, about self also. Maybe having unexplained aches and pains where there is no physical reason. Then may feel helpless and hopeless. Then there are some addictions that he may have, drug abuse. Then feeling unusually confused, forgetful or on edge, getting angry, upset, worried, yelling, fighting. And there may be severe mood swings. Sometimes he's very happy, sometimes he's very angry or crying, maybe having crying spells repeatedly, may have persistent thoughts and memories that keeps coming to his head and he's not able to throw it out or come out of or come from them. Then may hear voices or believe in things that do not have any existence. Okay, this is what we say: hearing voices, hallucinations, believing in things that are not true. That is delusions that we have. Then thinking of harming self or others, who may be hostile or may be having suicidal ideas. There may be inability to perform daily tasks and may get affected very badly, that he cannot keep activities of the daily livings doing and may be very dirty person. So you see, these are the 4 stages of mental illness. There may be mild symptoms and warning signs. The symptoms may increase in severity and frequency, and the symptoms may worsen and may recur or relapse again and again, and may have serious disruptions, like may have to be absent, go to doctor, take treatment, and be absent from the workplace or the college or the schools, like that. Then the last stage, where the symptoms are persistent, they are severe, and only the treatment can be done with it. Counseling may not help in these conditions, and the person is not able to perform his activities of daily living also. His social life, his personal life, everything is distracted and disturbed to a great extent. So what do we do? What is the answer to this? And you see, the answer is within ourselves. It is nothing has to be getting from outside to keep ourselves healthy or feel well. Okay, to feel that we are mentally healthy and to feel mentally well. Okay, here are a few things that you can do. The positive mental health you can develop with the ability to form and maintain good relationships. There was a paradigm shift in the relationships from joint families to nuclear families. Okay, in joint families there was interdependence, and so there was a strong social support system. If one person was sick, the other persons in the family could make up for them. In nuclear families, this is independent family, and the burdens and pressures are more because there is no strong social support system. So what we need to do is that we may not go back to joint family system, but at the same time, we can have good family friends. Relationships can be maintained with neighbors, friendships, and at the office place also, or workplace also, so that in times of need, the help is available. Okay. Then being able to cope with stressful events. Their life is full of stressful events. Okay, and no person is exception to that. Okay, there may be losses, there may be deaths of loved ones, there may be. So eventually what we are going through is stressful life events. So in such conditions, you need to develop your own coping strategies. Instead of depending on others, you can have your own coping strategies which are more functional for you and which are more easily adaptable for you. Okay, the ability to understand, express, and manage emotions. This is what we call as emotional intelligence, that we expect, or we should be expressing our emotions at the right time, right emotions in the right perspective and in the right amount. Okay, this is very important. Okay, and it does not mean that you should be only having positive emotions being expressed. Even the negative ones should also be. Now we talk about assertiveness. So even when what you are not liking of others, you can be assertive, telling them without insulting them. No, that is also a good way of regulating your own emotions. Then feeling satisfied with life and hopeful for the future. This is very, very important. It is the only hope that takes you ahead and progresses with you. Okay. Now, how do you maintain the positive mental health? Getting professional help if it is required. Connecting with others, staying positive, getting physically active. This is very, very important, because with physical activity, the neurotransmission is good. The anxiety levels are reduced, the stress levels are reduced, and you are ready for all that stress that may be coming up to you. Okay, helping others, because this gives you a satisfaction. No, I am of some use. My worth is increased, self-esteem is improved. Getting enough sleep. You work hard, naturally you will get good sleep, and developing coping skills. So talking about your feelings can help you stay in good mental health and deal with times when you feel troubled, because this is what that you get the person with confidence that yes, there is a person. You get a sense of belongingness, and the person is there. Somebody is there to help me when I need. So this feeling will really help you to take a long way. Okay, so talking about well-being, there are few dimensions to it. The first one is emotional well-being. In this, you need to develop some emotional skills like positive thinking. Whatever may be the things that has come out. So, like I would tell you one example. Recently, I experienced one person talking about me very ill, and I took a positive thing in that. Okay, the person thinks maybe something somewhere I need to improve. Maybe somewhere I need to be more proactive in taking steps regarding administrative disciplinary actions. So this is what was the a learning lesson for me from that. So you need to be very positive. Then you should have resilience, that is bouncing back to normal. There are periods where you can be, or there can be phases in your life where you are going through negative experiences, negative feelings, negative thinking, or something that negative experiences that are affecting your health. But you must learn to bounce back. Okay, so resilience is very important. Then mindfulness, you need to be very practical, very what to say, in touch with reality. What is the today now and what I need to do. If you do that, that will help you a long way. Then regulate emotions, I told you. Quickly recover from upsets, that is up to you. Some people may take 2 days, some people may take 1 month, some people may take years together to recover from the upsets that you may have. So it is up to you. You need to identify your own potentials and how you can develop them. Then continue pursuing your goals. You should have, after 5 years, after 3 years, where I want to see myself. And with those goals, if you keep on working, whatever may be the hurdles, you will be ultimately happy in your life. Then physical well-being, I told that building physical health will increase understanding of diet, nutrition, and exercise. You need to eat healthfully, whatever is tonic for your brain, that you need to eat. You should prevent yourself from diseases. Here I'm talking about systemic diseases like hypertension, diabetes, and all. So you have a regular exercise and healthy physical routine, then eating properly in time, in limited amounts, and adequately. Then with all the nutrients, and it will be supplying nutrition to your brain. So you will be preventing yourself from diseases, your immunity will boost. Then engage in behaviors that keep bodies functioning and pain-free. Many people are having passive recreation like watching TVs. Instead, you can be involved in dance, in some performing arts, maybe walking, or maybe skipping, or maybe doing something with your children and actively involved in their activities. So this will keep your body functional, all the joints, all the muscles in functional condition. And this will make you feel more healthier. So what happens with the physical exercises? It reduces your stress, improves your mood and mental clarity. It releases endorphins to energize your spirits. It increases your motivation, focusing, and learning abilities. It can stimulate rest and relaxation because you're tired, your body is tired, needs rest and relaxation. And it gives you a sense of control over your well-being. So you can control your well-being. It's in your hand. And that's why it should be a global priority. Self should be the global priority. Okay. Then we are coming to the social welfare, social well-being, where you need to develop the skills like gratitude. You should be thankful to people, to God, to your parents, to your society for what you are. You should be kind to them. You should help them out whenever it is required or anybody is asking for help. You should be having proper communication. I told you proper communication does not mean you should be only goody-goody. Even if you have negative emotions, you should learn how you can communicate them. Then value others' interactions with us. You should respect others when they are interacting with us. You should helping us to feel less lonely or insecure, because people are there, they want you to be less lonely, they want to spend time with you so that you do not feel insecure. You do not feel lonely in this world. Okay. So you need to be basically meaningfully connected with others. That will develop or broaden your social well-being. Then another very important aspect is workplace well-being. And when I say workplace, it is not only for the teachers or for any particular professionals. I'm talking about right from the children who are going to schools to all those who are having higher post. Building professional skills is very, very important, and we need to have a professional purpose or goal. We should have our own values with which we want to achieve those goals, and most importantly, maintaining work-life balance. Okay, many people are workaholics, or many people are very lazy. They want to live the life, but they do not want to work. They expect the money with little whatever hard work they do. So that should not be there. It should be maintaining work-life balance. You should enjoy work. So you should. They say that, as the old saying goes, that you should do the work which you enjoy, so that you will get satisfaction. Should not get the work. You should not do the work to enjoy or to earn enjoyment. Okay, need to be focused, motivated, and successful at work. If you are focused and motivated, you will definitely be successful. So how mental health affects business and employees? Performance and productivity is affected. You can be more productive. Your performance can be at high level if you are mentally healthy. Then engagement in work activities, you can be having cordial relations and bring out more fruitful work activities. Can communicate with others more, in a positive way. You can spread your enthusiasm to them when you are communicating. You can have more physical capabilities, and you can improve your daily functioning. You will have more time for developing your own potentials. Then societal well-being. This is another aspect which is less, regarded in mental health. You need to have societal well-being skills, wherein you need to be interconnected, connected with people, support our environment to keep it clean, safe, building stronger local communities of your own religious basis, of your own professional basis, of your own, whichever way you want to be connected. Like you must have seen many people come together for singing bhajans. Many people come together for some small children's activities. So likewise, you should be contributing to the community with your expertise, with your knowledge, with your skills, with your education, fostering a culture of compassion, fairness, and support. Because this is how you will be developing social, widening your social support systems. Create and be a part of thriving communities, the communities which are getting uplifted, or those who are surviving for years together, have good cultural rituals, good cultural activities. They can be part of your life. Then be a part of something bigger than just ourselves. So do not think for only yourselves. If you are mentally healthy, spread it. Make others also happy. Make others also mentally healthy. Make others also happier. Okay. I'm coming to last few slides of my presentation, and this is very, very important that we always talk about the mental health of adults or adolescents, but we usually neglect the mental health of kids. So what you can do for kids, this is for parents in the group, that among the audience, that I want you can spread this to your families, that you can share. The parents can share the feelings, your own feelings, to encourage self-awareness, so that the children learn to express their feelings. Set aside time for low stress or solo activities. Find social groups that help them feel like they belong to it. Okay, like kindergartens are there. Likewise, there can be play groups in the community, wherever you are living. There they can have a sense of belongingness. Then focus on articulating feelings. The children should feel, and they learn to express that feelings, like you are getting angry, or they are getting sad, or they are able to tell that they are very happy with whatever they have achieved. Okay. Then encourage journaling and diaries. Ask the children to write what they feel, and what are their diaries, and you read them and find out how they must have felt about them, an experience that they might have had, which they are not able to verbally share with you. Okay. Then practice self-care for yourself to set the standard, so that children also learn looking at you that yes, they also need to have the self-care. Okay. Establish self-care routine for them and for yourself. Cultivate interest and hobbies. Hobbies are very important, for de-stressing our stresses of daily day-to-day life. So one must have some hobbies. Every person should develop at least one hobby, maybe. And the hobby is not watching TV or any passive recreation. It should be active involvement in the hobbies, like playing a sport or dance, arts, dramatics, singing, composition, something like that, which will aid to distress you. Okay. Encourage your child to focus on the moment. Living in the reality or present is very, very important for everybody. Now, whatever has happened in the past has gone. Whatever may happen in the future, we are not very sure. It is uncertain. So focus on today, right now. Now, what is happening? Okay. Then recognize toxic stress events, like somebody has scolded a child, or you yourself had been very harsh with the child. A child had had a fall and is missing some school assignments or important events. So all these can create toxic stress among the children, or some disease conditions can create toxic stress among the children. So you should be aware, recognize, and help them how they can distress. And lastly, bless them how they can best contribute to their own self-care of their mental health. So we talked about social connections, staying active, managing stress, being brain healthy diet. We talked about quality sleep. We talked about and meaning and purpose of life. So it should not be only on 10th of October every day, every year we celebrate mental health. It should be every day should be World Mental Health Day for everybody. Okay, this is what is expected. So at workplace, at home, at spiritual establishments, what is expected is exercise physically, get a massage, enjoy physical intimacy like hugs and holding children, your near and dear ones. Take time for self-reflection, counseling, meditation, keep a journal, that is, you are writing a diary, be creative, join a support group, explore a hobby, cuddle with your pet, community engagement, practice self-love, cry, laugh, whatever. You should not feel be ashamed of crying or laughing unnecessarily. Practice forgiveness. Yes, somebody has done some mistake, forgive. Okay. Then spend time in nature, do gardening, walk, have a trail walk in the wildlife, like that you can do. Then connect with a spiritual community, that is very, very important. Sing or dance, yoga, volunteer for cause, that is contributing to the community's upliftment. Plan and set goals, spend time with family, learn a new skill, read a book. You should read a book while you are sleeping, or whenever you have time, actively getting involved into what is exactly the emotions or the intentions of the authors when they are writing those lines. Make time for friends, reflect on who you are and what makes you special. Then take your full lunch break at workplace, leave work at work, do not carry the load of work stresses at home. Then take mental health holidays, like when you really do not want to be connected with anybody. We call them as either workstation or we call them braincation. Braincation is something where you are not connected with anybody, even with the mobile phones and all, and you are yourself with the nature, like that. Okay, learn to say no. This is again very, very important, particularly for the young people and adolescents. Girls, I would say, they must learn to say no. Then whatever time you're getting leisure time, you should use them fruitfully. Set boundaries for people and yourself, that what will be your own boundary, to what level you will let others to intrude in your life, and where you will stop them. So this is what is mental health self-care being. Okay, it takes into 6 dimensions of your personality into care for. So be kind to your mind, because it is mind which is helping you to go higher, achieve, and be what you are, to get as a social status, to get as a personal status, to have a feeling of meaningful life, to have a feeling of fruitful life, and contribute to the society as you wish. Thank you. If you want any questions to be asked, you can ask me questions. Yes? Anybody has got any questions? I hope I had made it more practical. If there are no queries, then I will take a exit so that the next session can start in time. Yes? Dr. Farooq Khan. May I?
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Can't hear you, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am. I'm audible, ma'am. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, it was very nice explanation about the today's mental wellness, and really our so many nursing staff and students will be benefited by today's session.
Thank you, sir.
And I'm very much thankful to the Datta Meghe College of Nursing, Nagpur, and they have given an opportunity to NTI to make provide a platform of this webinar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
And thank you so much, Sophie ma'am, because Sophie ma'am only discussed regarding this webinar.
Yes,
And
sir.
this webinar is on YouTube. And regarding the mental wellness, I would like to say that nowadays, if we will see, the people used to provide the more attention on physical health.
Yes, sir.
But mental wellness and mental health also is very much required and necessary for us. And the scenario of today's, if we will see nowadays, what they're going on, the thing is that mental wellness is very much required.
Yes,
And
sir.
it refers to our food also, nutrition also, and society where we are living. And all the things influence our mental health. And Madam Tendulkar Madam has taken a very nice explanation regarding the mental illness. And I was listening also that one. And today's webinar dear participant, today's webinar is on YouTube also. If any participant is lacking no time to see online on this webinar, may watch after this webinar also. It will be recorded and it will be available on YouTube, our YouTube channel. So thank you so much, all the organizing committee member of Datta Meghe College of Nursing, Nagpur, and especially thankful to the Sophie ma'am who have given an opportunity to our NTI, and that platform has been given. So anytime, any help from our side, from our NTI, we are every time we are present for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Farooq Khan, sir. Thank you for your valuable 5 words. And thank you so much, ma'am, for your valuable information and shared your concept related to mental health. And surely it will help us to in our day-to-day life in handling our any situations. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Now we are entering into the second session of this day. I introduce our next speaker, Dr. Shaini ma'am. She is a psychologist, adolescent coach, regression therapist, life coach, and also a relationship expert. She is a member of Council of India, American Psychological Association, and also the professional member of International Association of Applied Psychology. She has changed in the life of innumerable students through the counseling and helping them to achieve their goals. I call upon our dear ma'am to start the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Yeah, am I audible to everybody?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. I was unable to unmute. So good afternoon, everybody. I'll just start with this screen presentation. Yeah. I just want one more thing. Nana ma'am, my voice is clear and is my screen visible to everybody?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you so much. So thank you. I'm taking over from you, Naina ma'am, and moving further from what Dr. Vaishali Tendolkar ma'am has already told, a step into mental health, well-being for all a global priority that needs to be made. And this is what we are just adding one word to it, and that is emotions. So yeah, the topic goes as emotional well-being, because for mental health, you and you alone are responsible. We keep on blaming people, we keep on blaming others for our mental health. So because of my friends, yeah, I'm in the condition because of my family, conditions of others. So I think we have to stop this blame game, and we have to take in that me and me is responsible for my mental health. So moving further on this topic of emotional well-being, we understand what are emotions, how we are in control of our emotions, how our emotions lead to our mental stability. So yes, move further on to emotional well-being. Awareness and understanding about our emotions is exactly what we don't do. We need to think, we need to feel, and then we need to give a direction to our thoughts. That will lead us to a good mental health. So awareness and understanding about our emotions. Secondly, we need to manage our emotions because life is full of uncertainties. We never know what difficulties or what challenges stand before us every day. So it is only how we manage our emotions, how we manage the thought process which started the emotions, and how we lead a good mental health. We need to accept and manage our emotions because this will help us to function in our daily life. If we have difficulties in our well-being, that starts the negative thought processes, and finally, that brings a downfall to not only our mental health, later on affecting our physical health also. So let us understand this with the help of an example. We all have that habit of switching on and off. Either it's a mobile or it's just switch on and off. And we are so used to this rate of love, but that is not so with emotions. That is why a process of emotions leads us to good health. So I'm two students, one Chatur and the other Farhan. Let us say that these two students were equally intelligent, they were good, they could cope up and they could manage their studies very well. Now it happened that there was some sports activity due to which they missed out a week's course, and that course was included in the first term and they were not aware of it. So a lot of portion from this part which they missed came in the exam. And when the results came, they both found out that they failed in their first term. Now, understanding Chatur, what did Chatur do? The results were announced and he came to know about it. He said, oh, I am a failure. Right? That was the first thought what came into his mind. I'm a failure in spite of all the studies that I have done. This is where I ended up. I'll not be able to study further. And this hard work is of no use for me. This will continue. Next exam, I'm not going to do well. And so the thought process started. He was unable to see, unable to eat properly. So it was loss of sleep, loss of diet, appetite, and so on. And that further gave him a lot of stomach upsets, headaches, body aches, and so on. And going through, he was not able to attend classes every day. And by the time the second term came, he failed in his second term also. Now let us take Farhan's example. He knew he failed, but he rationalized it. Okay, a lot of portion came from the part which I did not study, and so I failed. It's okay. I can do better next time. Next time, I'll be more in touch with my friends. If I miss a class, I'll ask somebody to explain. Maybe I'll talk to my teacher to explain me the portion. I can do it, and I'll do it. That was the thought that came to this. And he went ahead with his preparation. From whatever mistakes he had done, he's learned a lesson and he moved on and on. By the time the second term came, he was well prepared and he got good marks in his second term. So now I would ask all of you, same students, similar students, coping skills were good, intelligence was also good for both of them. Then why didn't one make it and why did he made out so well? Finally, it depends on the thoughts because your thoughts thoughts are responsible for the emotions, and your emotions are responsible for your mental and physical health and how you do well. So understanding where we are supposed to take care of, we work up on our emotion, because emotional regulation, emotional control is more important for us. In 1972, the psychologist Paul Ekman suggested that there are 6 basic emotions. That's fear, disgust, anger, surprise, happiness, and sadness. Going ahead to 1980s, Robert Plutchik introduced another emotion classification, and he said wheel of emotions. That's a mixture, like an artist who combines so many colors. Emotions are also a mixture of various things. And going ahead in the research in 1990s, Ekman expanded his list, and he said he added a lot of more emotions, which are embarrassment, shame, pride, satisfaction, and so on. So yes, our life is full of a range of emotions, but the first thought which brings about these emotions is more in our control. So moving further from this, yes, there is a connection between our heart and the brain. Studies by Dr. Armour said that heart has its own nervous system, and there is a link between thoughts and emotions. The different patterns of heart activity, which bring different emotional states, they affect on the cognitive and emotional functions of the brain. So when you experience stress or a negative emotion, the heart enters a level of incoherence, creating erratic and disorganized electromagnetic waves. These signals are sent to the brain and to other people that we might be interacting with. And this affects our decision-making ability and the quality of our relationship which we have with others. The heart's input to the brain during these negative emotions has an effect on the brain's emotional processes, and that serves to reinforce the emotional experience of stress. On the other hand, if the heart's activity is more ordered and stable pattern, and this input goes to your brain also reinforces it and thinks along the positive line, and that helps us to perform better. So हम कहते हैं दिल से सोचते हैं, तो ये बिल्कुल सही बात है कि हाँ, हम सही में हम दिल से सोचते हैं, और heart and brain together bring about a good mental health if the interconnectivity between them is really good. So understanding emotions is what are emotions? Physical and mental changes, what take place inside us. And that's because of the thought processes, what we are undergoing. And so then we have a special emotional state, and the reason behind that triggered the state, it is how we take that reason and what thoughts do we process. That is what is emotions. So what all are the elements when we undergo an emotional state? The first is we experience of the emotions. It is not conscious and an intellectual perception. That depends on what you think of that situation, and your thoughts will give rise further on to your emotional state. So researchers say that all these experiencing emotion can be subjective, because when I talk about fear, when I talk about anger, different people will experience anger in different ways. You have a mild anger, some have very big frustration, some may start shouting, and some may remain cool and calm even when angry. So of course, it is a subjective experience, what you experience, and that subjective experience and the thought behind it will bring about changes, the physiological changes brought about by your autonomous nervous system. And yes, it then activates your body. the brain, stimulating the different parts of the body, the coming of various hormones, chemical substances, and that bring about the various dangers in the body, may include the high blood pressure, over a long period of time of stress, diabetes and other diseases, peptic ulcers, and so on. These are the physiological changes, what has been already brought about by that particular emotion, which you suffered due to some thought processes during that situation. And finally, what is your behavior? What is the behavior which you show behind all these things? You may be angry, you may smile, you may feel sad, whatever it is. And this behavioral response is also triggered. Like one example is given that Japanese people, they may not very easily, or they are not allowed to show that expression of sadness and anger when an authority figure is present there. On the other hand, the people of the US, they, whether they are alone or they are in a group, they easily express their emotions. So whether it is this behavioral response or whether it is a subjective experience, all that triggering part which started was your thought behind that emotion. This is truly said that emotions are energy. We need to understand. Again, I'll give you an example here that when you are happy, the people around you also are happy. And if you are sad and I meet a sad person, even if I'm happy, I can be sad. Why? They are nothing. They are vibrations, and these vibrations are contagious. So that is why, yes, it travels from person to person. It is contagious. To your emotions, which is within you, what can be done? You cannot suppress it. It is an energy. So yeah, you cannot suppress it, but you can release this energy. Just imagine a condition where you are angry. What happens to you? You're bottling up that anger and bottling up, and then it is going on and on and on. A day may come when you're just bursting out on any other person. So this is the wrong way of expressing your pent up energy. On the other hand, let's learn to divert this energy into a healthy way rather than suppressing it or just ignoring it. So coming and understanding about emotions, we just move ahead with emotional well-being. We, as I said, are masters of our thoughts and emotions. So emotional well-being is positive emotions. We are producing it, positive moods, thoughts, and feelings. And that is how we overcome any situation that comes in our life. Strong emotional well-being helps us to keep ourselves in control in face of any adverse condition which comes in front of us. So understanding how we can overcome these situations and still stay mentally healthy. Before that, understanding the process of thoughts, actions, and feeling. And so we say we need to be self-aware. Being aware of ourselves, we will understand. So whenever such emotions come, whenever the thought processes start, sometimes journaling, writing down your thoughts, or thinking about your thoughts will give you a moment. Doesn't matter whatever your thoughts said. They may be negative, they may be positive. Do not react, just give it some time. Think about it. Think what you are feeling. I may feel stupid. Yes, it's okay to feel stupid. Think about it sometime. I can analyze, why am I having such a thought? Why do I feel I'm stupid? Does one event make me feel stupid? And so when I think about these thoughts, my thoughts can change. And that will lead to a different sort of a feeling that I can do better. And when I say that I can do better, I am able to control my actions and I'm able to take action and understand and lead my life accordingly. So we say being self-aware will definitely help us. So give a moment to think about your thoughts, and there are certain things which you can always do whenever you are under an emotion, like it can be stress, it can be anything, nothing, just breathe. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Ground yourself, hold anything which is in front of you. Like all those who are listening to me now, if any emotion is there, just hold on. If you have a pen in front of you, nothing, hold tightly to the pen, hold tightly to the table or something which is in front of you. That's it. We need a moment and then pause, think, and again do. Breathe, hold tightly to something and pause. We are gaining time. That's what we are doing by these processes. Suddenly somebody says something and you react. The reaction is bad. What you need to do is respond, and respond means thinking and then taking an action. So yes, you are supposed to respond. Give time, think about whatever is it that is in front of you. If it is positive, it will give rise to a list of positive thoughts, and then your response will definitely be better. And within a minute, if you react, you are spoiling the relationship, and that will lead you under more stress and more pressure. So always remember, response is better than a quick reaction. When I say, think about the thoughts, what is coming. As I said, I may do something very foolish and I may say, I feel foolish. Can't I question thoughts? Is it true? Why do I feel like that? Because when I pick up that thought, I may have some other thoughts. I may have some contradictory thoughts. This is just one event. It doesn't mark who I am. So yes, maybe I will leave this one particular situation. I'll think about all the other situations. I am not foolish. So what would I do without that thought? I am an intelligent person. I can look after myself. I can forgive myself under such situations and I can move on. So you see a little bit of rationalizing, and the first thought which came to you, it just disappeared, and we may go on living our life. It's very, very important for your emotional well-being that yes, you need to move your body. All the time, you cannot just sit and think. No, you need to take some action. Anything, whatever it is, whenever you're feeling stressed, whenever you're feeling some emotions, just move your body. Your brain will concentrate on the activity, what you're doing, and that will calm down because you need to distract yourself. So it may be a physical activity like walk in the garden, it may be a running around, it may be just putting on the headphones and dancing, it may be any activity as even reading a book. So yes, you need to do some activity, you need to divert your mind from whatever is the process which is going on in your brain. Definitely, we need to establish a routine, a work-life balance, and you need to have space for yourself. What are the activities which you like? What are the interests which you have in your life? What is it which relaxes you? Is it listening to music or is it making a new dish? Is it something to read? Is it just a simple activity like folding the laundry? Is it just talking to a friend? Or is it just massage? Some routine should be there every day in your life, which takes out your brain's thought processes from one particular thing and diverts it towards something else. We always connect with friends, and that is so very important. It's a part of our life where we simply talk. It's an outlet for the emotions, what is building up inside you. You may get help, you may not help, but at least when talking to others, a simple emotional outlet would always help you. You can always help others, you can do something for others, even that is going on and helping you itself. So yes, it's not only friends, it's relatives. It may be some relatives with whom you have not even talked for a long time. You can just give them a phone call. Even that helps. Or it may be a friend whom you have not interacted with the last 10 years, and suddenly you get the number. You just sit and talk to that friend. It's just a simple activity, but it helps in diverting the mind. Most important, do you forgive yourself as well as others? Because when we have that hate feeling within us, it's an emotional baggage what we are carrying, and that emotional baggage becomes a load for us, and then it becomes a mental stress and a tension. So do not carry such emotional baggages. We can forgive people around us. At the same time, as we make a mistake, we learn from the mistake, but we do not think all the time about the same mistake and keep on degrading our own selves. We need to forgive, we need to forget, and we need to move on. So forgiving is a therapy. Sleep. Proper 6 to 7 hours sleep, depending upon the amount of physical activity what you're doing. People say, as it's said in Hindi, that ghode bech ke sona. Yes, it's okay to sleep like that, forgetting everything. And when you need to forget everything, you need to forgive also. Forgive yourself for the mistakes, learning from it. This will not happen. And so there is no emotional baggage when you are going to bed. So you are absolutely free, and that will give you a very good and a healthy sleep. And when you get up, you are refreshed to face on all the new challenges which the new day is going to give you. Be kind to self. Just now I said, we need to forgive ourselves, we need to forget, we need to move on, we need to cultivate friends, we need to take time for ourselves, and we need to be kind to ourselves. People who don't wait constantly say, oh, I should starve, I should starve. No, that is not the process. There are many other ways in which you can do a diet reduction, but that is not by starving. So it says, when you say be kind to your body, whatever you love to, you can eat. Whichever friend you want to talk to, yes, you can talk. There are no restrictions on all of those things. So be kind and look after yourself. To everybody there, practice mindfulness. As all of you all are listening to my voice, hear my voice properly. Forget all the other things, what is in front of you. Forget everything and whatever you are doing. Just a little bit of mindfulness will help you in regaining back your normalcy. Look at the picture which is in front of you. Look at the stones which are arranged so beautifully. Look at the flower which is blooming in front of you, the lamp which is there. Look at how cool and calm the water looks. Just concentrating on certain things, either in front of you or within you. That's it. That is called as mindfulness. And sometimes we need to practice mindfulness. So every day you can give some part to mindfulness, which will help you to notice the minor things, what is taking place in and around you. Yes, be aware, accept yourself for whatever way you are. We all have come here to this earth to do something. We all are here because there's something which we have to do as a teacher, as a professional. We all are responsible. So you are inspiring your own self. There is no negativity about yourself within you. And as you move forward, inspiring yourself, accepting yourself, there is nothing which can even take a back seat. So finally, it says we need to watch our thoughts as they become actions, and actions become habits. We need to watch our habits because that is the character. And when you watch your character, it becomes your destiny. So I'm asking all of you all out there, are you creating your destiny? Yes, we are creating our destiny with the thoughts which is there in front of us. We are creating our destiny with the first thought that arises in our mind. That is how we create a destiny for ourselves. So that was the final thought. And yes, we may have rainy days, we may have challenges, we may have cloudy days in front of us, but these are challenges, these are everyday challenges, and this is exactly what is going to make us stronger and keep us from moving on and on and on. So we are responsible for our own well-being and how we move on in the life. So that was all from my side. Thank you. And if there are any questions anybody would like to ask, I'm always open for it. Otherwise, over to you, Naina ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your beautiful session. And it's very enlightening and helpful. It's very developing to new insight to all. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Moving towards the end of the webinar. So here I invite ma'am Archana Vaidya, Associate Professor, to deliver vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone. Saying thank you is the highest form of thoughts. Expressing gratitude is that happiness which has no words. My heartfelt thanks to Nursing Teachers Association of India, as they are always there to support all the colleges with their arm stretched at the national level. A very special thanks to Dr. Farooq sir, National President of NTAI, for his complete cooperation. Thank you so much, sir. My special regards to Dr. Manish Kumar, sir, Vice President of NTAI, for his valuable time and motivation. Thank you so much, sir. Though they were very busy still, they had made this event very successful. Thank you so much, sir. Once again. My humble and special regards to Dr. Shaini Suraj Madam, as Madam is always busy with her daily schedule and still never say no for any work. So thank you so much, Madam. My special thanks to our beloved and dynamic personality, Dr. Mrs. Vaishali Tendulkar, Principal of Datta Mekhe College of Nursing, for your continuous guidance and support is always there with us. Thank you, Madam. My sincere thanks to all the participants, as without them, this knowledgeable webinar will not be a successful. Thank you so much. My special thanks to all the respected faculty member of Datta Mekhe College of Nursing. Thank you all. A very big thanks to all my dear students for attending this nice webinar. Thank you so much all. So dear participant, we shared a feedback link in the chat box. Kindly fill, otherwise you will not get a certificate. काय चांगला इव्हेंट आपला खराब. परत एकदा सांगून घेतलं. नाही. और एक बार.
Hello all. I request all to kindly open your videos so that we can take a combined photograph. Please.